My name is Vanessa, and today I will be showing a demo on how to use Photoshop. I'm gonna switch over to my laptop, so hang tight and we'll get started with a little PowerPoint presentation to clear some things up and then dig into the demo. So the purpose of this demo is to show you a software that has become an industry standard within art and design. You see this software being used in many animation and game industries today. So it's really important to kind of know at least the basic tools to how to use Photoshop. So we're going to focus on three things today. I'm going to demo on how to open up Photoshop. I'm going to create and choose a familiar blank document preset. And then third, I will set up Photoshop Workspace for all digital art needs. Three key terms today. It's going to be Photoshop, preset, and workspace. So Photoshop is a software application originally intended for image editing and photo manipulation and retouching, but now it's actually used as a form of digital art. Blank document preset, so it's pretty much a blank document on Photoshop, and it already has predefined dimensions, so it's already like a standard that's applied to the document itself. I like to stress out that even though someone might pick a dimension and says, oh no, like I want to actually change it, it's really cool because Photoshop is very forgiving in terms of mistakes. So presets are just starting points and you can always change them whenever you feel like it. Photoshop Workspace. It's pretty much a workspace that is a preset layout, same thing. It's kind of like already organized for you. You will find many of the elements and tools that make Photoshop, and the really cool thing is that it can be adjusted to your own liking. I like to consider a workspace to be like the desks that you have at home when you work on homework. You have maybe a notebook, you have your computer, you might have a light like I do. Pretty much all the tools that you need in order to succeed and do whatever you need to do. Make good use of your workspace as you continue your digital artworks. Now we're gonna begin the actual demo. Okay, so this is my desktop. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to open up Photoshop by going to this folder that says Adobe Photoshop 2020. I double click on it and then I see all these little icons. The icon that I will be choosing to do Photoshop is the one that says PS and Adobe Photoshop 2020. I'm going to double click on this, and if this is my first time opening Photoshop, this screen is going to come up for 10 seconds. Okay, so this is the beginning of Adobe Photoshop. I will be making a new document. So I will be going to the left-hand side where it says Create New, and I'm going to click on that. This is going to be what pops up. I feel like there are a lot of things happening on my screen, but it's always easy to simplify. So I'm going to look on the top right here, this top row, and I'm going to think to myself, well, what do I know in person? Like, what dimensions do I know in terms of paper? And I know the dimensions of pretty much like this type of paper. I know that it's 8.5 by 11 inches, and that's pretty much all I need to know. So when I go to print on Photoshop, I will see that there is a letter preset document. It's 8.5 by 11 inches. I am going to click on this, and I can tell that I have it clicked when it is highlighted with a blue square. And now I will go over here, and another key thing that I like to stress out is label as you go. I label everything that can be labeled because the more I work on a project, the more complicated it's gonna be. There's gonna be different folders, different layers, different everything. So first things first, title. It's like putting your name on a piece of paper. Okay, so I usually like doing my last name, underscore, whatever the project is. And then if I know I'm going to have several versions of this, I do 001. Okay. And then orientation. So there are two types of orientation. There's like this long way and there's like a side to side way. If you click on one, the width and the height will adjust to the dimensions of the paper. This is called landscape and this is called portrait in terms of art terms. So I will make it a portrait. And that is all I need to know in this little pop-up I will create. And now I have a piece of paper portrait style in front of me. Now I'm going to show how to set up my workspace. Since this is my workspace, I'm going to set it up to the standards of painting. And it is a very, very easy thing to do. On top over here, there is going to be a tab called Window. I'm going to click on that and I'm going to go to the tab that says Workspace. Right now, there is a little check mark under or next to Essentials Default. That means the workspace that we're seeing right now on my screen is an Essentials workspace. But for painting purposes, I will actually click on painting, and the tools that are around on this workspace will help me do my best digital art that I can. I don't have to always adjust to this workspace. If there's something like a tool that I use a lot, I can actually highlight that tool and put it around my workspace to be more accessible to me. But for beginning, this is a perfect way to begin painting. Wait a minute, I don't want a 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Oh no, I have to start all over again. No, all we have to do is go on Image, and then there is going to be a tab called Canvas Size. Canvas is pretty much the document. Remember how I picked the preset document as an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper? It's actually going to show me those dimensions right here. So let's say I said I wanted a 14 by 17. Okay, I will highlight this 14. I will highlight this 17. I like to keep them inches, but if I'm ever curious and I feel like I'm more familiar with centimeters or millimeters, I can always do that here. I can always change them. Okay, this one is just showing that when it changes, it's gonna change from the middle outward, almost like a firework. Okay, and then to highlight the change, I will make it a red. Okay, I will, just for demo purposes, I will click OK. And there I have it. I have what used to be just a standard piece of paper. I now have a 14 by 17 piece of paper shown by the red. And that is it. That is the demo. I showed you how to open up Photoshop, pick my preset document, and I showed how to set up my workspace for digital art needs and an error as well, to see that it can be adjusted. You don't have to be married to that first document. And that is the end of my demo. Thank you so much for paying attention and hope you have a really good day.